King Remedy says to make women squeal, tickle them, but in my experience, you will get punched. I never got punched. I was reincarnated as a seventh prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. Season 2, chat. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. I have talked about this before a while ago.
Wow, what a name.
As a short. Yeah, the name is incredibly long. I talked about this a while ago. You might have seen it, chat. You guys might have seen this anime because the main characters is 60% thighs and hips. Yeah, even though the main character is young. So the last season we have the main character fighting some demon that possessed some powerful being, and he won. Right? He's a young prince who is borderline masochist. Chat. I will say it is a borderline masochist. Now here's the thing: he is not a perv though. He's a masochist when it comes to magic. Like he really loves magic, and he really loves everything about it, from like the pain from it to what it can do, and he loves studying it, right, and learning more about it. So he's very weird in that aspect. But he isn't a perv. Like for example, in season 1, because he's a prince, he's bathed right by the maids and everything. However, he doesn't want anything to do with them. He's like, look, I want to study magic. All of this, all these jiggly bits in my face, I don't care. He stands on business, chat, and that business is, look, this bath is cool and all, but it's garbage in comparison to what I really want to do in life, and that's study magic. And he's based, chat. He's based. A lot of people in the comments for this anime, you will see people just they are bent out of shape. We love that word here on this channel, right, chat? Bent out of shape because of how the main character looks, right, chat? He looks as if I read somewhere where the main character was supposed to be a girl, but the creator just decided to all right, he'll just be a boy. So he's just a boy now. He's a prince instead of a princess, which is very wild. It's very wild for a lot of people. Like, they just can't get over that. It's like, all right, character wears tiny shorts, always sleeveless, everything, more skin than not. I get it. It's wild, but look, chat. I've seen JoJo where a lady ate her own baby, so you can't surprise me much. I seen an elven lady be attracted to her cat. She got drunk and got attracted to her cat, and I say attracted because that's the best I can explain it, because it's way worse than that. All right, look, there's some crazy stuff out there. Some character with mostly shoulders and thighs isn't gonna get me oh my gosh, how could the creator do that? Goon this, goon that. Okay, whatever. That's that. But I'm telling you that to let you know that's the kind of anime this is. There's a lot of it. Not just from him, by the way, from everybody else. There's a lot of other people they're all over the place. Fun fact, chat. Did you know back in the day, boys were dressed like girls because, I don't know, they called it breaching though, or whatever that means. Like they put boys in dresses. Anyway, so last season we had to see
We love Roman femboys.
King Remedy says we love Roman femboy. Roman. That's pretty. I think Roman is a proper word for that, because they did that a lot back in the day. Everybody looked fabulous in Roman times, chat, unless you were really, really poor. So in this season, it seems the main character is interested in holy magic. Last season, it was more magic and...
Yeah, Rome's had femboys. Lot of gays in the Roman Empire.
I'm not repeating that, King Remedy. If I got the recording of it, I may post it in the VOD, but I'm not repeating that. That's crazy. But you are right. You are right on that one. What's it called? Main character seemed to be focusing on holy magic this time, which is a very interesting take. He goes up to heaven, or what we I think is heaven. Lack of angels, so I assume it's not heaven, but it's like a place, like his own little, this angel's own personal little place. He goes up there and starts fighting this angel, not because he hates the angel, it's because like, hey, I want to learn holy, magic, and some of it. So they just start fighting for no reason. Remember I told you, chat, I'm not a big fan of chibi face. Chibi face kind of ruins anime for me, right? Like it does. Like, but it seems to do it this one seems to be doing it very well. So, also, this angel is a perv. Yeah. Also, that's his sister, the main character's sister. Who knew? Who knew? Oh, yeah, they did say something about this in season 1 that he had a sister. So his sister is kind of an airhead like the main character is. In that, you know how the main character, I said that the main character doesn't care about anything aside from magic? He only cares about magic. Like, he doesn't care about if a woman's naked. He doesn't care about anything. Magic is way more important than anything to him. That's like her, right? She is like that. There was a scene where one of the bad guys, like see some thug or something like that, grabbed this lady's boob and everything, because she was like, these thugs were like harassing her because she bumped into them, and so she asked like, do any of you know any like are good in any know how to use an instrument? Not even caring that she's just like being picked up by some angry guy, right? And the angry guy was like, well, I know how to make a girl squeal. So he grabs this nun's boob, she squeals, and she was like, that's awesome. That's an interesting instrument. I've never seen that. She's mature enough to know, like, I think there are better ways to make her squeal better. What she was implying is that I'm going to play a piano and I'm going to have her sing, kind of thing. So it's kind of like that. She's a little bit of an airhead, but she's also kind of like, she's just weird. Just like her younger brother. Yeah, just like him, Jet. With this, we see our first, I just realized that. We see our first perverted character in this entire anime, chat. And I'm not talking about the side characters or like, bad guys.
You could try tickling if you don't mind catching the right hook to your teeth.
We're talking about, King Ramsey says you could try ticking if you don't mind catching a right hook to your teeth. What? What do you mean? What? What are you talking about? You talking about the thugs in the anime? But so we see our first perverted character in this anime, and season 1 didn't even have that. That is interesting. Or I'm probably forgetting a character that was like that. No, I don't. I honestly don't recall a character that was like that. A main character that was like that. This would be the first one of the first main characters, which is very interesting. Chat. A lot of animes, you always at least see something like that on the first season.
To make
right?
women
King Remedy says to make women squeal, tickle them, but in my experience, you will get punched. I never got punched. Anyway, chat. So look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He's a perv. He's so because he's happy that he's the prince's hand, because he gets to go down to Earth, right? Like to meet like the pretty ladies and everything. I'm like, and I couldn't help but think, like, I'm pretty sure there was somewhere in the Bible where a lot of problems happen because the angels got with the humans. Like I think it created some kind of giants or something like that, or at least that's what the Bible claims that happened. this angels is out there. There's angels out there. I think in terms of women, I know there's this lady who, she was a smart lady. She was saying how women might end up being replaced by robots or androids, like sentient androids, saying that and I said something like to my friend, is that you can't treat women like objects, but you can treat objects like women. And you can quote me on that. That's my quote. That is my quote. Or was it the Bookkeepers? Is one of us said that. I'm not sure. I can't remember. One of us said that, and probably gonna get that with women too. Women will like I don't know. Will women want a android husband? Chat. I'm sure some will do, but I feel like more men would want an android husband. It depends how sentient they are. Anyway, we're off track. We're talking about the hand who's a perv. All right, but let me move this over. So with this hand, I like the scene right here because he sees the main character's love for magic, which I these are the moments I find like very wholesome. Like they were fighting at one point, and now I'm like, oh, you're not insane. You just really enjoy magic, and I think that's very beautiful. You can see right here, chat. You can see right here on his cheek that this character was like meant to be like a girl. So that theory that this character was originally a girl, that kind of makes. Would it be more, chat? Here's a question: would this, like, do you think he changed this character from a girl to a boy?
Doesn't matter how lifelike you make them. Just anchors with fake boobs.
It would have been more inappropriate. Does that make sense? It's kind of like you can't punch a girl, but you can punch a boy. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. King Remedy says, doesn't matter how lifelike you make them. Wait, how lifelike you make them. Just a clanker with fake boobs. That's wild. That's wild. What? I don't want to get on the topic of boobs, chat, and what makes them fake. What's the difference between real and fake? Do they have to be biodegradable, or do they have to be got veins in them? Whatever. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. Like I said before, the Seventh Prince anime is out, and I was like really shocked that they came out to season 2. It did very well, chat. And you know what they probably didn't do? Change the source material. That's why they can do it very well, even though, in my opinion, I feel like The Promised Neverland could have been better than this anime, and at least in terms of being more dark. It was a little bit more of a dark kind of anime where humans were around, but they sold some other humans to eat. It's weird. It's some weird stuff. Stop changing the source material, chat. I'm talking to you, everyone. I'm talking to you, chat. Don't change the source material. Oh my gosh. Anyway, chat, that is the Seventh Prince. It's a long title. I learned that the reason why it's a long title, chat, is because
he told you like a
King
third
Remy
grader
says,
that
has
says you
anybody
don't need
told you
school.
that you read like a third grader? That says you don't need school. That says you don't need school. Hey, me read pretty good, huh? Huh, chat? So I learned that the reason why the title of animes are very long is because it's the more people read the title than they do the description. But here's the thing, chat. I found some really good anime because I didn't read the description and I ignored the cover art. I just jumped right into the anime and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, huh? And I did that. I've been doing that specifically so I can make these videos so we can talk about them. And I've been finding some diamonds, chat. There's some really good ones out there. I'm pretty much, what I'm doing is like numbing my tongue and then just eating a jalapeno pepper or eating stuff that might taste terrible, right? Maybe I do that, chat. I do that when I ever eat clams or oysters. I've never eaten those before. If I do, I'm probably going to use salt or hot sauce, one of the two. But Anyway, chat, the Seventh Prince anime season 2 is out. Go watch it. Come back. Tell me what you think. And I will follow this, but I'll probably follow it like 1 or 2 episodes out kind of thing. You know what I mean, chat? Anyway, on with the rest of the show.